Hello, my name is Ms. Kline, and we are going to be learning about measurements today. I hope at the end of this lesson that you have an opportunity to measure a glow stick and with different types of units than you've probably ever used before. A unit of measurement is what we will be using to measure the glow stick. A unit of measurement is a quantity used as a standard of measurement, and we can use measurements to measure how tall something is, how much something weighs, what time it is. We can use hours for that. We can measure how far things are apart. We can measure how deep water is. There's a lot of things that you can use measurement for. Measuring an object with a non-standard unit, which is what we're going to be using today, like a paperclip like this or a crayon like this one, is to decide how many of these units would fit across the unit, or to fit across the thing you are trying to measure. To measure, you would start at one end of the object. So if I wanted to measure this piece of paper, I would start at this end of the piece of paper, and I would count how many fit across to this end. You cannot overlap the unit you are measuring, so you can't start here and then just go like that. You have to make sure you mark where the unit left off and then continue to go this way. And then you need to make sure you stop when the thing you're measuring is ending. I want to show you guys how to measure this pencil with paper clips. So basically I'm going to set it right here, and I'm going to see how many paper clips will fit across this pencil from one end to the other. So I'm going to start here. You guys can count with me if you want. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, well that is not a whole paper clip, right? But can we cut this paper clip in half? Not really. We maybe could, but that's not really easy to do when you're trying to measure something quick. So what you would do is you would round, and since it's way closer to 1, then you would just round up to 4. If it was up to here and less than like a half of a paper clip, you would round it down to 3. Notice how I always was marking where the unit left off with my finger, and then I, of course, rounded. So the pencil is 4 paper clips long. Now, why did I stop counting paper clips when I got to 4? You guys know?
Because it was the end?
It was the end of the pencil, right? The pencil was only 4 paper clips long, so I couldn't keep counting. Alright, now we can also measure the pencil with other different units if we wanted to, so we're going to measure it with a crayon this time. So let's count aloud. 1, and do you think I'm going to go round up to 2 or stay at 1? Round up to 2. Okay, so it's 2 crayons long and 4 paper clips long. That number is a lot smaller though when we measure with a crayon than when we use paper clip. Does any of you guys have an idea why that would be? Why would it be less crayons than paper clips?
The crayon is bigger?
Right. The crayon is a lot bigger than the paper clip, so less crayons can fit across the pencil than paper clips. So if I measured the pencil with something even bigger than a crayon, like a smaller pencil or maybe a camera or a playing card, what do you think? Would the number be bigger or smaller if the measuring unit was bigger?
Smaller.
Smaller, because even less would fit across if it was bigger than this crayon. So now we're going to do some practice measuring together. I'm going to hand you each a pencil, just like the one we have. There's pencil. I like pink. Good.
I don't like yellow.
Well, it's kind of gold. Okay, here's just like a scratch paper for you guys to write your answers on. Perfect. Okay. So we're gonna measure it with an even different unit. We're not gonna measure it with crayons or with paper clips. We're gonna measure it with a playing card. I want you to measure the pencil with the playing card. Show me how you would do that, starting at one end. Okay, but make sure that you start right at the end. Yep, just like that. Good job. And then let's count it together. Okay, then we can mark it. And 2. Okay, so it looks like maybe one more could fit on both of yours. So do you think we're going to round up or down for that?
Up.
Up? You think it's more than a half?
Down.
Down. So how many playing cards is, write down, how many playing cards is your pencil? 2. Good job. Okay, now I want you to try to measure your piece of scratch paper with your playing cards. Make sure you start right at the end. Line it up really nicely.
if it's exactly half?
You can just make your own decision. What do you think it's closer to? Just a little bit closer to. Okay. Okay. See, you put 2 and you put 3. It's close to both of them, so I would say that's both right. Okay. So I think you guys are kind of getting the hang of it. So I want you guys to measure on your own without any help. I'm going to give you guys a glow stick like this one. Yes. And I want you to measure it using a crayon and a paper clip like the units we used. Do you remember what these units are called? If they're not if they're not standard units, what would they be called? Do you guys remember the word for that? Non-standard unit. Can you guys say that with me?
Non-standard units.
So a standard unit would be like an inch or a foot or a centimeter or a millimeter, and it would be something that you would use like a measuring tool for. These paper clips and crayons, are they made for measuring? Is that what they were made for?
No.
No, but you could definitely use them for measuring. And so that's why they're non-standard units. Okay, there's crayon, there's crayon. And actually first let's measure it with playing cards just for one more little practice, just to make sure you guys get it right. Measure the glow stick with playing card. Might as well get some more practice in. And then just write it on your scratch paper again. Okay. Okay. That looks good. So now I'm going to hand you out a worksheet. And the worksheet is going to have you write your name on it, and then it's going to write how many paper clips long the glow stick is and how many crayons the paper clip is long. And then there's 2 little multiple choice questions in the end that are going to ask you about the relationship between the glow stick to the paper clip and to the crayon, like why is one number bigger than the other. If you have any questions about that one, let me know, because it is kind of confusing, but I will let you guys do that on your own right now. Good try. Okay, looks like you 2 are both finished with your worksheet. Now we're just going to go over the answers really quickly, and I have a glow stick that we can all see and go over it together. Okay, so first, what did we measure it with?
Card.
Oh, first for the worksheet, what did we measure it with?
Paper clip.
Paper clip. Okay, so let's count this together. Where should I start the paper clip at? Do you think?
Very.
Very carefully. Okay, so let's count. Ready? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So that worked out pretty perfectly with paper clips. We didn't really have to round for that one, but you both had the right answer, it looks like, for that. So 6, and then what did we measure it with next? Crayon. Okay. So let's try that. Ready? 1, 2, 3. Good job. Okay. And you guys both have the